JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon out with his annual shareholder letter. Want to get straight over to Leslie Picker, who's been going through that letter. Of course, something that the investment community looks at virtually every year, so very, very carefully. This year, perhaps even more important.
Yeah, and good timing this year, of course, as everyone wants to hear his perspective. He's writing in his 58-page annual letter that the economy is facing, quote, considerable turbulence. He's saying that the short-term effects from tariffs is likely to have inflationary outcomes and, quote, whether or not the menu of tariffs causes a recession remains in question, but it will slow down growth. He reminds readers that stagflation in the 1970s didn't stop the trend of rising rates, noting that even though interest rates have come down recently, this trend could still reverse. Dimon says even with the recent declines, equity valuations are still well above their historical averages. Still on trade, Dimon says, quote, where the United States is treated unfairly, we should demand those agreements be fixed. He says America first is fine, as long as it doesn't end up being America alone. Much of the letter really entails policy recommendations on everything from tax and fiscal policies to education and healthcare reforms to building more housing and infrastructure. And he also lists issues that he thinks is causing, quote, legitimate frustration and anger in the country today, including, quote, uncontrolled immigration, income and education inequality, culture wars, bureaucracy, and polarization that's amplified by media and social media. And he said that by enacting policy reforms to resolve these issues, GDP would grow by over 3% a year, guys.
Wow. You know, I get the sense that Jamie traditionally works on that letter a pretty long time in advance, but Leslie, it sounds like he was updating it up to the last minute
but
this year.
Some of it sounded like before the mess that we're in right now.
Yeah, some of the other issues. I'm sure that's the long-term stuff he was working on.
Yeah.
My guess is he spends months on this.
Right.
But he must have been working on it
thoughtful,
right up to Saturday. Right.
Pretty thoughtful. I mean, to say that there are inequities and they need to be dealt with. I don't know if you need to go shock and awe. I don't know why an incremental sort of a
approach,
stepwise fashion might. He just doesn't. He doesn't know that
patience.
When we don't play that, yeah. Right.
Leslie, thank you.
Yeah, no, I think he.
Oh, go ahead, Leslie.
Oh, I was just going to say, Becky, you're right. He works on this letter for a very long time. He writes it himself, is my understanding. But the current environment is so dynamic. It's pretty certain that, yes, he was making edits and adjustments to reflect the current environment with tariffs. Absolutely.